I want you to take a moment and focus on PC1's configuration. What do we have? We have an IP address and a subnet mask. 10.1.10 with a /26 subnet mask. Now, what's the purpose of that? It allows PC1 to be identified. It has its own unique IP address, and the subnet mask identifies which network it belongs to. This is the absolute minimum configuration that is needed for IP connectivity within your own local area network. But what if? What if PC1 wanted to communicate outside of its local area network? What else does it need? It's going to need a default gateway, because that default gateway information tells PC1 how to get outside of its local area network. So right now it's saying default gateway is 10.1.1.1. Who is that? That's R1 up here. That's R1. Specifically, it's R1's gigabit 0/0 interface that's connected down to DSW1. So it has an IP address and a subnet mask configured on that interface, which is 10.1.1.1. And we've told PC1, if you want to get outside of your local area network, you send your packets to R1 at 10.1.1.1. Well, this same philosophy is true for ASW1 and DSW1 when it comes to management purposes. If we go to ASW1 right now, we are going to see on ASW1 that our output of show IP or show run interface VLAN 1 says we have an IP address of 10.1.1.3/26 configured on the interface. This layer 3, virtual layer 3 management interface. But this is only valuable for local area network communication within our own subnet, within our own LAN. So if I want to manage ASW1 from beyond the subnet, let's say I'm remotely connecting from the internet, or I'm remotely connecting from another location inside our corporation that's not part of the same subnet that we find ASW1, well, then I also need a default gateway for ASW1, because ASW1 right now does not know how to send packets outside of its own subnet. So how do we do that? We're going to go to global configuration mode, and we're going to type in IP default gateway. And we're going to say your default gateway is 10.1.1.1. So I'm explicitly telling ASW1, hey, if you have any packets that you need to send outside of your subnet, you go ahead and send them to R1. So our management interface is VLAN 1 with the 10.1.1.3/26 IP address. And then we're saying, if you ever need to talk to anybody from a management standpoint outside of this subnet, you go ahead and send it to your default gateway at 10.1.1.1. Let's go ahead and ping the internet and see what happens. 192.0.2.1, and we have successful connectivity outside of our subnet. Let's go do the same thing on DSW1 now. So on DSW1, configure terminal, and then we're going to type in IP default gateway. It's 192.0. Oops, no, it's not. It's 10.1.1.1, and now I'm going to ping 192. So 192.0.2.1, and we have successful connectivity out to the internet. So if we want to manage our devices within the local area network, all we need is an IP address and a subnet mask. But if we want to be able to manage them from beyond the local area network they are in, then we are going to have to also provide that default gateway. And the command is IP default gateway, but notice it's in global configuration mode. It's not in interface configuration mode. It's global configuration mode.